The impossible odds. The view screen of the HSS Indomitable displayed the vast emptiness of space, punctuated by distant stars that seemed to mock the gravity of their situation. Commander Maya Chen stood on the bridge, her weathered hands gripping the tactical console as she studied the sensor readings with growing concern. Behind her, a crew of 37 humans, all that remained of Earth's forward defense fleet, worked in tense silence. "Confirm that count again, Lieutenant Park," Commander Chen ordered, her voice steady despite what the numbers suggested. Lieutenant Sora Park's fingers danced across the holographic interface. "Confirmed, Commander. 987 distinct vessels approaching from the Orion sector. Their formation suggests a unified attack force, and they match no known configuration in our database." The bridge fell silent. Nearly 1,000 alien ships against their single vessel. The Indomitable was Earth's most advanced warship, but this wasn't a battle. It was a mathematical impossibility. Chen straightened her back and faced her crew. Their expressions ranged from fear to grim determination, but all eyes locked onto her, seeking direction. She had carried their trust through countless battles, but never against odds this overwhelming. "Time until they reach Earth's defense perimeter?" Chen asked. 72 hours at current velocity," replied Commander Raj Aditya, her second in command. His dark eyes met hers with the unspoken question they were all thinking. What can we possibly do? Chen activated the ship-wide communication system. "This is Commander Chen. I won't sugarcoat our situation. An unknown alien armada approaches Earth, nearly 1,000 ships strong. Earth Defense Command is mobilizing all available resources, but reinforcements won't arrive for at least 4 days." She paused, letting the gravity of their situation sink in. "We are the only thing standing between Earth and this invasion force. We cannot defeat them conventionally, but we can buy time. Every hour we delay them means thousands more civilians evacuated to the underground shelters. Every minute we disrupt their advance gives our scientists more time to analyze their weaknesses." Chen's eyes moved across the faces of her crew. "The Indomitable carries mankind's most advanced defensive systems and our newest prototype weapon. We weren't expected to test it in combat for another 6 months, but circumstances have changed." Dr. Elena Volkov, the ship's lead scientist, stepped forward. Her accent thickened with stress as she spoke. "The quantum displacement matrix is untested in combat scenarios, Commander. It could tear the ship apart." "And what exactly does it do, Doctor?" "In terms my tactical officers can understand," Chen asked. Dr. Volkov gestured to the holographic display. "It creates a bubble of quantum interference around the ship. In theory, we can slit between the fabric of space-time, appearing and disappearing almost instantly. We can jump short distances without using conventional engines and potentially disrupt enemy targeting systems." "In theory," echoed Lieutenant Commander Aditya, his voice heavy with skepticism. "In theory," Dr. Volkov confirmed. "We've successfully tested it on unmanned drones, but never on a vessel of this size with a human crew." Chen nodded, processing the information. "If it works, what's our tactical advantage?" Lieutenant Park jumped in, her tactical mind already calculating possibilities. "We could hit and run, Commander. Strike a target and disappear before they can lock weapons. The alien formation is tight, almost unnaturally so. If we can disrupt their coordination, create chaos in their ranks, then we stand a chance of delaying them." Chen finished. She turned to face the view screen again, studying the approaching alien armada. "Dr. Volkov, how long to prepare the QDM for combat deployment?" 6 hours for full calibration. We can push it to 4, but the risks increase exponentially." "You have 3, Chen replied, ignoring the scientist's raised eyebrows. "Lieutenant Park, analyze their formation patterns. Find weaknesses, communication nodes, anything we can exploit. Commander Aditya, prepare battle simulations based on what little we know." "And you, Commander?" Aditya asked. Chen's expression hardened as she watched the alien fleet's inexorable approach on the tactical display. I'm informing Earth Defense Command of our plan. Then I'll be recording messages for the families of everyone aboard. The ship's AI, Athena, chimed in. Commander, I've detected unusual energy signatures from the alien vessels. They're scanning us. Let them look, Chen replied. They see one ship. They think this will be easy. 3 hours later, the Indomitable hovered at the edge of the Kuiper Belt, the last defense before the inner solar system. Dr. Volkov had worked miracles with the QDM, though her tired eyes betrayed her concerns about its reliability. Status report, Chen commanded as she returned to the bridge. The alien fleet has maintained formation, reported Park. They've deployed smaller craft in a screening pattern, but haven't increased speed. It's almost like they don't consider us a threat. Their overconfidence is our advantage, Chen replied. Dr. Volkov, is the QDM ready? The scientist nodded reluctantly. As ready as it can be without proper testing. I've programmed 5 jump coordinates into the system. We should limit consecutive jumps to avoid overloading the matrix. Understood. Chen took her command chair. Battle stations. All hands prepare for quantum displacement. The bridge lighting shifted to combat red. Crew members moved with practiced precision despite the experimental nature of what they were about to attempt. Commander, HFY interrupted. I'm detecting energy buildups in the forward alien vessels. They appear to be preparing to fire. Chen leaned forward in her chair. Targeting solutions. Multiple vessels targeting our position. Energy signatures suggest weapons unlike anything in our database. Shield status. Adaptive shields at maximum. Probability of withstanding multiple impacts from unknown weapons. 37%. Chen smiled grimly. Those are better odds than the rest of our mission. She opened the shipwide channel again. This is Commander Chen. We are about to make history, either as the ship that delayed an invasion long enough to save Earth, or as the brave souls who showed humanity what they're up against. Either way, what we do in the next hours will matter. She closed the channel and nodded to Dr. Volkov. Initiate quantum displacement. Jump point alpha. The scientist hesitated, her finger hovering over the activation control. Commander, we should. The tactical display flared as the alien vessels fired. Now, Doctor, Chen shouted. Dr. Volkov slammed her hand down on the control panel. The bridge filled with an eerie blue light as reality itself seemed to warp around them. Every crew member felt a momentary sensation of being stretched in impossible directions, as though their atoms were being pulled apart and reassembled. Then, suddenly, they were somewhere else, directly behind the right flank of the alien armada. QDM functioning within parameters, Dr. Volkov announced, surprise evident in her voice. Position confirmed. We're 20,000 kilometers from our previous location. Chen wasted no time. Tactical. Target the rearmost vessel and fire everything we've got. The Indomitable's weapons systems roared to life. Advanced plasma torpedoes and quantum disruptors, Earth's most powerful conventional weapons, struck the alien vessel before it could raise shields. The massive ship erupted into blue-green flames that quickly died in the vacuum of space. Direct hit, Park exclaimed. Target destroyed. The alien fleet is responding, HFY reported. They're breaking formation, attempting to locate us. Chen studied the tactical display. The alien formation, previously perfect and synchronized, had scattered in confusion. Their coordination is disrupted. They didn't expect us to strike from behind. Commander, energy signatures indicate they're scanning in all directions, Aditya reported. They'll find us in approximately 40 seconds. Dr. Volkov, prepare for jump point beta, Chen ordered. Tactical, prepare to fire on my mark. The Indomitable struck 3 more times in rapid succession, each quantum jump placing them at a different position relative to the alien fleet. With each successful attack, the enemy's perfect formation deteriorated further. After the 4th jump, however, Alarms blared across the bridge. QDM overheating. Dr. Volkov shouted. Matrix stability falling below safety thresholds. One more jump, Chen insisted. Get us out of their firing range. The scientist shook her head. If we jump again without cooling the system, the Matrix could collapse. The consequences would be... A blinding flash of light cut her off as alien weapons fire struck the Indomitable's shields. The ship shuddered violently, throwing crew members against consoles and bulkheads. Shield integrity at 62%, HFY reported. Multiple alien vessels converging on our position. Chen gripped her command chair as another impact rocked the ship. Jump us out of here, Doctor. Now. Dr. Volkov, blood trickling from a cut on her forehead, initiated the fifth jump sequence. The blue light enveloped them again, but this time accompanied by a high-pitched whine that seemed to penetrate to the bone. The sensation of molecular distortion lasted longer, and when reality stabilized, warning klaxons filled the bridge. QDM offline, Dr. Volkov announced, her voice hollow. The Matrix is completely destabilized. We won't be jumping again without major repairs. Chen assessed their situation quickly. The Indomitable had materialized inside the orbit of Neptune, putting some distance between them and the alien fleet. But the tactical display showed the enemy already adjusting course, pursuing at full speed. Damage report, Chen demanded. Aditya consulted his console. Hull breaches on decks 4 and 7, contained by emergency force fields. Engineering reports power fluctuations throughout the ship. Medical bay reporting 17 injuries, none critical. And our weapons? Functional, but the power fluctuations are affecting targeting systems. Accuracy will be compromised until we stabilize the main reactor. Chen's mind raced. They had damaged or destroyed 5 alien vessels. Impressive, but barely a dent in the enormous fleet. Without the QDM, they couldn't continue their hit-and-run tactics. The alien ships would overtake them within hours, and conventional engines couldn't outrun them back to Earth's defense perimeter. Commander, Park said quietly, I've been analyzing the alien response patterns. There's something strange about how they reacted to our attacks. Explain, Chen prompted. Their formation was too perfect initially, almost artificial. But when we attacked, different sections of their fleet responded in distinctly different ways. Some ships immediately pursued, others maintained formation, and some seemed confused. It's as if they're not a unified force, Chen finished, seeing where Park was heading. Multiple species or factions forced to work together. Park nodded. Exactly. And their communication patterns support this theory. I've detected at least 3 distinct transmission types between their vessels. Chen's eyes narrowed as she considered this information. If the alien armada wasn't as unified as it appeared, perhaps there was another way to fight them. Not with weapons, but by turning them against each other. Athena, how long until the alien fleet reaches our position? At current velocities, approximately 4 hours and 27 minutes. Chen nodded, decision made. All hands, this is Commander Chen. The QDM is offline, but we've learned something crucial about our enemy. They are not as unified as they appear. We're going to exploit that weakness. She turned to her bridge crew, determination burning in her eyes. We bought Earth 6 hours with our attacks. Now we're going to buy them days. Lieutenant Park, I want everything you've learned about their communication patterns. Dr. Volkov, see if you can modify our communication array to mimic their transmission signatures. Commander Aditya looked at her with dawning understanding. Psychological warfare. Exactly, Chen confirmed, a fierce smile spreading across her face. If we can't outfight them, we'll outsmart them. 1 human ship against 1,000 alien vessels. They still haven't learned what humans are capable of when cornered. As the crew rushed to implement her orders, Chen returned her gaze to the view screen, watching the approaching alien fleet. The Indomitable had suffered damage, lost their greatest tactical advantage, and faced seemingly impossible odds. But as humanity had proven countless times throughout its bloody history, sometimes the most dangerous moment was when your enemy thought they had you defeated. Humanity's ingenuity unleashed. The next 4 hours aboard the HSS Indomitable passed in a blur of activity. Lieutenant Park worked feverishly with ATHENA to analyze the alien communication patterns, while Dr. Volkov reproposed their communication systems to mimic them. Engineering crews struggled to repair critical systems, and Commander Chen strategized with her officers. "I've isolated 3 distinct communication protocols," Park announced, her eyes red-rimmed from staring at data patterns. "They each use different encryption algorithms and frequency patterns. Can we replicate them convincingly?" Chen asked. Dr. Volkov nodded cautiously. "ATHENA has synthesized transmission algorithms that should appear authentic, though we can't understand their actual language." "We don't need to understand them," Chen replied. "We just need to sound like them long enough to create confusion." The tactical display updated, showing the alien fleet's inexorable approach. They had reorganized after the Indomitable's earlier attacks, but not into the perfect formation they'd maintained initially. Their current arrangement showed distinct sections, almost like different military units. "Commander Aditya, what do you make of their new formation?" Chen asked. Aditya studied the display thoughtfully. "They've divided into what appears to be 3 main groups. The forward section moves most aggressively, probably their primary attack force. The central group maintains tighter formation, possibly command vessels. The rear group is more dispersed, perhaps support ships. Or 3 different species with different tactical doctrines," Chen suggested, "forced to cooperate but maintaining their own battle approaches." Park's eyes widened with realization. The transmissions support that theory. Each section predominantly uses one of the communication protocols I identified. Chen smiled grimly. "Then we have our strategy. Humanity has fought itself far more often than it's fought aliens. We understand factional conflict better than anyone." She activated the ship-wide communication system. "All hands, this is Commander Chen. The alien fleet will intercept us in 20 minutes. We cannot outrun them or outgun them. Instead, we're going to turn them against each other." She outlined the plan quickly. The Indomitable would use its remaining weapons capabilities to strike at the central command section, while simultaneously broadcasting fake communications to each faction, making it appear as though they were betraying one another. "This is psychological warfare on a species we've never encountered," Aditya cautioned. "We're making enormous assumptions about their psychology." "Every sentient species understands betrayal, Commander," Chen replied. "And if there's one thing we humans excel at, it's exploiting divisions among our enemies." As the alien fleet closed to weapons range, Chen gave the order to execute their desperate plan. The Indomitable fired its remaining photon torpedoes at the central group of alien vessels, while simultaneously broadcasting falsified communications on all 3 protocols. "They're responding," Park reported, excitement creeping into her voice. "The rear section is breaking formation. They appear to be. Yes, they're firing on the central group." On the view screen, chaos erupted as alien vessels began targeting one another. Not all ships turned against their allies. Many continued pursuing the Indomitable, but enough confusion spread through their ranks to disrupt their coordinated attack. "It's working," Aditya breathed in amazement. "For now," Chen cautioned. "But they'll figure it out eventually. Athena, plot an evasive course toward Jupiter's moons. We'll use the radiation belts to mask our signature while they sort out their mess." The Indomitable's engines strained as the ship accelerated toward the gas giant, leaving behind Armada in disarray. For precious hours, the alien forces fought among themselves, giving Earth additional time to prepare its defenses. But as Chen had predicted, the deception couldn't last forever. "Commander, the alien fleet is reforming," Park reported 12 hours later as they hid in Jupiter's radiation belt. "They've stopped attacking each other and have established a new command structure. They're scanning the system for us." Chen had expected this. "Status of Earth's defenses." Earth Defense Command reports all available ships have been mobilized. ATENA replied. Planetary shield generators are online at 87% capacity. Civilian evacuation to underground shelters is at 62% completion. Chen nodded. They had bought Earth valuable time, but not enough. Even with all of Earth's defenses, they couldn't hope to repel nearly 1,000 alien vessels. Dr. Volkov, status of the QDM? Chen asked, though she already suspected the answer. The scientist shook her head. The matrix is irreparably damaged, Commander. We'd need a space dock to replace the core components. Chen was silent for a moment, weighing their limited options. Then she asked, could we overload it? Dr. Volkov stared at her. Theoretically, yes. The quantum energies would cascade uncontrollably, creating a rupture in spacetime. But the ship would be destroyed in the process. How large would this rupture be? Impossible to predict precisely, Dr. Volkov replied, understanding dawning on her face, but potentially large enough to damage or destroy any vessels within several thousand kilometers. Chen looked around at her crew, seeing in their eyes that they understood what she was considering. Earth needs more time. We've done what we can with deception and hit-and-run tactics. Now we need to reduce their numbers significantly. You're talking about a suicide mission, Aditya said quietly. I'm talking about saving Earth, Chen replied firmly. But I won't order anyone to stay aboard. Athena, prepare escape pods for launch. Any crew member who wishes to leave may do so. No one moved. Lieutenant Park stood straighter. With respect, Commander, we all knew this might be a one-way mission when we volunteered to delay the alien fleet. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the bridge crew. Chen felt a swell of pride for these humans who embodied the best of their species. Courage, determination, and selflessness. Then let's make it count, she said. Dr. Volkov, begin preparations to overload the QDM. We'll need to get as close as possible to the center of their fleet. The QDM is offline, Dr. Volkov reminded her. We can't jump into position. No, Chen agreed. We'll have to get there the old-fashioned way. Their plan took shape quickly. The Indomitable would emerge from Jupiter's radiation belt at maximum speed, broadcasting contradictory messages on all alien communication channels to create as much confusion as possible. They would penetrate deep into the heart of the alien fleet before triggering the QDM overload. As they made final preparations, ATENA reported, Commander, I've detected a change in the alien fleet's behavior. They've begun accelerating toward Earth, abandoning their search for us. They've decided we're not worth the delay, Chen remarked. Time to remind them why humans are the most dangerous species they've ever encountered. The Indomitable burst from Jupiter's radiation belt, engines pushed beyond safety parameters. The ship groaned under the strain as it accelerated directly toward the alien armada. They've detected us, Park announced. Multiple vessels altering course to intercept. Broadcast all deception protocols, Chen ordered. Let's create maximum confusion. The Indomitable's communication array flooded space with contradictory commands and false alarms in all three alien protocols. On the tactical display, they watched as sections of the alien fleet once again broke formation, some turning to engage the human vessel, others maintaining course toward Earth, and some appearing to hesitate as conflicting orders reached them. We need to get closer to their command vessels, Chen said as alien weapons fire began striking their shields. Full power to forward shields. Evasive pattern delta. The ship shuddered under increasingly accurate alien attacks. Shield integrity dropped rapidly as they plunged deeper into the alien formation, weapons firing in all directions to create additional chaos. Shield failure imminent, ATENA warned. Hull breaches on multiple decks. Status of the QDM overload, Chen demanded. Dr. Volkov worked frantically at her console. Quantum cascade initializing. We need 3 more minutes for critical mass. We don't have 3 minutes, Aditya shouted as another impact rocked the bridge. Structural integrity failing. Chen made an instant decision. Athena, Plot collision course with the largest command vessel. All power to engines. The AI didn't hesitate. Course plotted. Impact in 2 minutes, 7 seconds. That should give us enough time, Dr. Volkov confirmed. The physical impact combined with the quantum cascade will maximize the effect. Around them, the Indomitable was coming apart. Emergency force fields flickered as power systems failed. Fire suppression systems activated throughout the ship. On the view screen, the massive alien command vessel grew larger as they hurtled toward it. 1 minute to impact, HFY announced calmly. Chen opened the shipwide communication system one last time. "This is Commander Chen. It has been my highest honor to serve with each of you. In 1 minute, we will strike a blow that Earth will remember for generations. We face our end not in defeat, but in triumph. We die so that humanity may live." She closed the channel and looked at the faces of her bridge crew. There was fear there. Yes, they were human after all, but also pride, resolve, and a fierce determination. 30 seconds to impact, HFY reported. QDM cascade reaching critical threshold, Dr. Volkov announced. Space-time rupture imminent. Chen sat straight in her command chair, eyes fixed on the alien vessel filling their view screen. For Earth, her crew echoed. The Indomitable slammed into the alien command vessel at near-relativistic speed. In the same instant, the QDM overload reached critical mass. Space itself seemed to fold and tear around the point of impact. A blinding flash of quantum energy erupted, engulfing both ships and expanding outward in a sphere of destructive force. When the quantum distortion cleared, nearly 300 alien vessels had been destroyed or critically damaged. The remainder of the fleet fell into disarray, their command structure shattered. 3 days later, when Earth's defense fleet arrived at the battle site, they found debris scattered across millions of kilometers, alien and human technologies intermingled in the vacuum of space. They also found a single escape pod, ejected from the Indomitable moments before impact. Inside was Lieutenant Sora Park, barely alive, with a data core containing everything they had learned about the alien fleet. Commander Chen had ordered her to escape, to ensure that humanity would have the knowledge they needed to fight the aliens when the rest of their forces arrived. And arrive they did, 2 weeks later. But by then, Earth was ready. Using the intelligence gathered by the Indomitable, they had prepared effective countermeasures. The war that followed was brutal and costly, but humanity eventually prevailed. In the decades that followed, as humanity expanded into the stars, they erected monuments to the HSS Indomitable and her crew. Commander Maya Chen became a legend, her name synonymous with the indomitable human spirit that refused to surrender even against impossible odds. But perhaps more importantly, the battle changed how the galaxy viewed humans. Other species had dismissed them as primitive, violent, and insignificant. After the Battle of Jupiter, they came to understand what the alien armada had learned too late, that humans were the most dangerous species in the galaxy precisely because of their apparent disadvantages. Where other species evolved toward specialization and uniformity, humans embraced diversity and adaptability. Where others sought perfect order, humans thrived in chaos. Where others followed rigid doctrines, humans improvised and innovated. One ship against 1,000. Impossible odds by any rational calculation. But the aliens had failed to account for the most important factor in their equations, what humans were capable of when protecting their home.